What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very well. We're going to talk about Shadow Priest today. There were some buffs that came through on the beta for Shadow Priest, in particular related to Mind FLAY and Mind FLAY Insanity, which is really cool because it has to do with the Archon hero tree, which I'll get to in a second. So Mind FLAY itself got buffed like huge, 264% spell power up to almost 400% spell power over 4.5 seconds. So huge boost there, okay? The other big thing that happened is that Surge of Insanity can now stack up to 4 times instead of just 2 times. This is a really big deal because there are certain windows where you have other buttons that you need to be pressing, right? You got to do another Shadow Crash to refresh your dots, or if you're doing like a Halo build, you have to be pressing Halo. You might have to get your other buffs online. You might have to PI somebody and then get your Mindbender out, or get your Dark Ascension going. So like sometimes you're getting procs because you're weaving in these Devouring Plagues, or you're just getting free procs of Surge of Insanity and they can go to waste. And now that's very unlikely to happen. In fact, you can bank these up if you want to and use them at the appropriate moment to make sure everything is set up, make sure you got a trinket running, or I don't know, whatever the case might be. Get all your ducks lined up in a row and then just go meh, and just literally become this like shadow beam of death where you just Surge of Mind FLAY Insanity, Mind FLAY Insanity, Mind FLAY Insanity over and over again. And you're gonna see some of that in the video. So these buffs are really significant. They also did buff Mind Blast, Mind Spike Insanity is what I meant to say. So you can play this whichever way you want to play it, but I think the Mind FLAY Insanity version of this is really cool because of some of the talents that you've got here. And unfortunately, I think I made some incorrect choices in my talents. I really don't think you need Mindbender probably at all. You probably could go something like Death Speaker into Mastermind. I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think about this. Do you think Mastermind is a really good talent? Because I could imagine to myself if I had 20% critical strike damage or 40% crit damage on my Mind FLAY Insanity, that would be really strong in my mind, because you get so many procs of Mind FLAY Insanity, which of course is this up here with your Surge of Insanity. You get those for free if you're playing Archon from Manifested Power. And I think this is a really powerful talent. And especially now, because Mind FLAY Insanity does, or Mind FLAY just in general, including Mind FLAY Insanity, does way more damage, and you can stack 4 of these charges now. So when your Halo is giving you the free charges, and you're casting Devouring Plague, and you're getting another charge, you're not at risk of wasting one of them, and you're not like cramped on what you're allowed to do with your GCDs, because you can just build up these stacks and then unleash them later if you want to do it that way. So I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below about talents like Mastermind. I think realistically in this key, I should have dumped Mindbender and just gone down to Idol of N'Zoth. That probably would have been the better play. I think if you're playing Archon, you should invest into Shadowy Apparitions a little bit more because of Energy Cycle. I'm not sure if you should go like all in on it, but that's kind of what I tried to do with this talent. I think you absolutely need to take Idol of Cthulhu because you're casting Mind FLAY so much that you have a much higher chance of spawning these void tendrils, right, which is really good. So I think these talents are kind of locked in place, but I think there's an opportunity to maybe take Mastermind at some point. My talent tree looked like this. I took Mindbender and Inescapable Torment because I was also taking Dark Ascension. I do think Dark Ascension works better with Halo because Halo is not a damage over time ability. It's a flat damage ability, so you can buff the damage of Halo with Dark Ascension. Again, I don't know if this is really the correct setup, okay? It's just something that I tried. What I was mostly interested in looking at, of course, was the changes to Mind FLAY. We're going to get to those in this video that I'm going to show you, and I keep messing up my windows here. But all in all, I really enjoyed this build, and I want to show you how much damage this can actually do. And in the hands of a better player, this can probably do like way more damage than what I'm able to do here. And on top of that, I think it was really fun. It's fun to get all of these Mind FLAY Insanity procs. So I've got Halo running. I got my dots going. We're almost dead. I'm fading right off the bat, popping my defensives. And you can see like with PI, you do get a buff to PI with this tree, right? Your PI is 10% more effective on yourself. I'm just like, my Mind Flay Insanity channels are so fast. They're just like, wow, wow. Like, you're getting that damage out as quick, like really quick. And we're doing a lot of damage right now. Actually doing a lot of damage. And again, I don't think I'm playing this very well because I'm not the best Shadow Priest. So I think I'm just trying to show you a proof of concept here, right? That like, this can work. That this is actually kind of fun to play and it's good. That was actually crazy. And not only do you get your regular not only does Halo give you your Surge of Insanity procs, but like you're generating so much, so many resources, that you're getting Devouring Plague procs back, which is really good, which means you're casting even more. So right here, let's see, I get one Mind Flay Insanity. I'm going to show you here. Here comes one. I have the defensive here. We got Devouring Plague. Okay, I have 3 banked up. So there's 1, there's 2. Then I do another, there's 3 in a row. Then I do another Devouring Plague. So then we can do a 4th one, another Devouring Plague. I can do a 5th one, another Devouring Plague. And then we'll get another Devouring Plague here into a 6th one. So that's 6 Mind Flay Insanities, 6 of them. They're doing crazy single target damage to whoever I'm focused on. And of course, they're cleaving with Psychic Link. So I think that I think it's really strong. Really strong, and I really enjoy it. We had the healing mechanic. Just really quickly, we had the Xalatath healing mechanic. It's been changed. So it used to put a healing absorb over top of your health bar, and now it doesn't do that. Now it just puts a debuff on you, and that debuff says that you need to receive a certain amount of healing before the debuff goes away. So now the healer can actually heal your health bar, but a bunch of that healing is also going to go towards this debuff, and once you've received enough, it goes away. Or you can dispel yourself, and priests can actually talent into disease dispel, and you can just dispel yourself, which is really nice. You can get rid of that buff really easily, but this is a much easier affix to deal with now. I just wanted to do a little caveat on that. Also, with this tree, with the Halo tree, Archon, you get double fear. You can actually fear mobs twice. So you press it once, and then about 2 seconds later, it just goes off on its own again. So we re-pulled this pack, if you're wondering, and we were trying it again. The damage seems really good, guys. I think we ended up dying. We ended up restarting the key because for some reason, there was a guy in there who left. He got a little bricked. It's all good. We're going to start again. I don't know. I was really encouraged by what I was seeing from Shadow Priest here. And I think, again, I'm pretty sure some of my talents are wrong. And I'm very curious what something like Mastermind might be able to do. If you can stack some crit, a little bit more crit chance, and then you get extra crit chance from Mastermind, and then you get 40% crit damage. I feel like if you get those 6 Mind Flay Insanities that I'm getting again right now inside your Halo window, if they're all critting for 40% more damage, the numbers are going to be off the charts. My Mind Flay Insanities here are already hitting for 500,000 damage per cast. Imagine if they crit, it goes up to 1 million, and then what if it's 40% better? What if the crits are 40% stronger? Then it's every Mind Flay Insanity is hitting for 1.5 million or something. I don't even know. 1.4 million. That's a lot of damage 6 times in a row, and it's all splashing. I feel like Mastermind could really be the play, but I just don't know. Let me go to 2-target cleave here. I want to show you 2-target cleave. I don't have any of my cooldowns up yet, so the damage is not looking good. And this is one thing I want to touch on that's very frustrating, I would say, for Shadow Priest, that still exists for Shadow Priest. If you're wondering, you are still completely beholden to your cooldowns. And especially now, if you're playing Archon, you are not doing very much damage outside of Halo. Once you're inside Halo, your damage goes through the roof. As you can see right now, I was doing 200k. Now I'm almost doing 700k. So it's really good, but outside your cooldowns, God, it feels kind of horrible. I'm not going to lie. So having a 30-second Void Torrent does really help with that, I feel. That is the one thing that I feel is really good. Having that 30-second Void Torrent, it helps to fill in those gaps, which is really nice. But
I really like Mind Flay Insanity. I really like it.
Yeah.
Fun ability.
I really do like Mind Flay Insanity. But yeah, I guess it's a little frustrating to play. There's other specs that I've played, of course, like Enhancement Shaman or even Ellie Shaman now that has massive cooldown reduction, and like you don't have to deal with any cooldowns ever. They're just always up. So switching to something like Shadow Priest, I feel bad for Shadow Priest because I feel like it's just not as fun to have to wait. Now, as you scale into higher and higher keys, I think Shadow Priest again is always going to gain value, right? Because their dots can tick for longer, and you have more time to get your damage ramping, and it's just going to end up being a lot better for you overall there. These kind of short fights where you don't have your cooldowns up, that doesn't work. But in the higher Mythic Plus, you're going to have Halo up for probably every single fight because it's a 1 minute cooldown. Do I think it should be a lower cooldown? Yeah, I think it should be, but whatever. It is what it is. All right, we're going into our big damage window. I've saved it for the double damage phase. We're only doing about 500k right now. We're going to get a bunch of Mind Flay Insanities. There's 1, there's 2. Then we have PI. There's a 3rd Mind Flay Insanity. There's a 4th one. Okay. We'll refresh our dots. There's a 5th Mind Flay Insanity. I would say, in my experience, on average, inside your Halo window, you're getting about 6 Mind Flay Insanities. And again, I think that's quite strong. So, I don't know. I mean, it's... you could probably get more with more haste. Again, maybe more crit is the answer. I don't really know. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, the damage is okay. The overall damage is okay. Those opening packs that I did, they were really good. But again, as I go through this maze section of the dungeon, our damage just starts to suffer because I don't have cooldowns lining up perfectly because it's only a +4 key. I think if this was a +7 or a +10, I really think your cooldowns would line up better and you would feel better. And that is, again, that is just a theme of Shadow Priest. And on the last pull, I was doing like 500k, and on this pull, I'm going to do a lot more because my cooldowns line up. But again, I'm on a really short time. Look at them. They're dying so quickly. Like, the mobs are dying so quickly. I need to hurry up and get my damage out there before they're all dead. And there you go. They're basically all dead. So it's just a tough life, I think, for Shadow Priests in that way. Yes, we're doing good damage. The damage can be actually very good. It just really relies on you having Halo up. And when you don't have Halo up, I think it just feels kind of bad. And to me, I don't know. I guess there's some specs that like have to play that way, but I'm just not a huge fan of them, which is bugging out right now. Anyway, let me get to the end of the dungeon so I can show you what we did. And I would love to hear your comments on this, guys. What do you guys think about it? Would really love to hear what you think. Oh, he does a massive pull here. Let's look at this massive pull. Here we go. I get my dots rolling really quickly. 1, 2, 3 dots, and then I'm going to Shadow Crash, and then I don't have Halo up, so we can't start with a lot of damage, unfortunately. I got a Devouring Plague going. We have a Void Torrent. That's going to do a lot of damage. So we start getting our damage rolling here, but once we get Halo, we do way more damage. Right now, again, as I'm saying, we're outside of our Halo window. Is the damage good? I mean, sorta. Not really. The Monk's doing 3 times our damage because we don't have our Halo up. Now Halo is up. Here we go. We're going to do Halo with PI, and everything's already basically dead. So this is like unfortunate, right? Imagine if this all wasn't dead, and imagine if I wasn't dead, and I'd be able to do a lot of damage. I was worried initially about Halo having to stand still to channel. Is that going to be a problem? Or sorry, not Halo, but Mind Flay Insanity. And the truth of the matter is Mind Flay Insanity channels so quickly. Look at how fast this channels here. Watch this. I'm going to press it right now. Meow, meow. It's so fast. Like, if there was a mechanic coming towards you, I promise you'd be able to deal with it. So by the end of this pull, we start doing respectable damage. But again, remember, it's only at a +4. If it was at a +10, we'd be doing more damage because we would be scaled higher. But the point is, outside of Halo, it feels bad. Inside of Halo, it feels okay. It's just a bit of a problem. I feel like it's a problem, and I think it's frustrating that classes can feel like this, you know. Here comes the boss damage. We'll go to Tredova. I don't think our boss damage is super great. We start at about 400k, and then we start ramping with our Halo. Look at that. There's the difference, right? Like, before Halo, we're doing 530k on single target. That's actually okay. That's actually not bad on single target. And then we start to ramp here with our Devouring Plagues and our Mind Flay Insanities, trying to make sure I weave in my Mind Blasts as much as I can. I have a Void Torrent ready to go. Okay, we just get so many procs. There's a Void Torrent. We can sit on our procs for a second. Your Mind Flay Insanity procs last for a while, by the way. 25 seconds to spend those suckers, so it's all good. And our damage here, again, it's okay. It's not great. It's not the best. We're not really keeping up with the monk there. It's okay. Now we're going to try and funnel a little bit, get our dots going on all these mobs, and then get some procs from that. And then, you know, get some damage going from that. But our damage is just, it's okay. I think the best way to say it is that it's okay. The 30-second Void Torrent seems to be one of the best things that's kind of saving this build right now. But again, I am not a professional Shadow Priest. I'm doing my best here, but I am certainly not amazing at this spec. So take that with a grain of salt. Our overall damage was about 730. So it's not terrible, but it's not amazing either. It could be much better. Here's what it looks like here. Psychic Link, Mind Flay Insanity. Mind Flay Insanity did so much damage, and I love it. That is the part of the build that I love so much. That's what got buffed. That's what feels fun to play, right? Here's the crazy buffs that came through. The Surge of Insanity procs go up to 4 charges, but it's really all about this. And because Mind Flay Insanity channels so quickly, it ends up doing so much damage. But I just love that. That's my favorite part about this. I want Archon to be good because I love getting those 6 Mind Flay Insanities inside your Halo window and just going and just melting things. Like, I think that's really cool. Devouring Plague, Halo does big damage on its own, so that's really nice to see. And then our dots are coming in, our apparitions are coming in, and there's the rest of our damage there. So Mindbender did do about 2% of our damage, so I really think that that's probably not good enough. You could drop Mindbender. I'm not sure if you're gonna miss the resource generation that he gives you, the insanity generation, but like, either way, I don't think it matters. I don't think he's worth taking. I really do think that Mastermind might be the way to go. If you find a way to get there, I don't know how you would do it. Maybe take Death Speaker and go Mastermind, or maybe Mindbender is better than Death Speaker. I don't know. Again, I would love to hear your comments down below. What do you think the talent loadout should look like? I know I made some mistakes here, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. But what I really wanted to present to you was how exciting it is to have Mind Flay Insanity doing lots of damage, okay? It does almost 500,000 damage. We could buff that even more. And on top of that, you get a bunch of procs because of how Halo works. So this tree is fun to play. The damage is probably close to being good. I'm not the best player. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, what I could have done better, and if you're also excited about Shadow Priest. Let me know if you're excited about Shadow Priest, because I think it's actually like okay. I think it's doing okay, but it needs a little bit more of an oomph. But let me know what you think in those comments down below. Thank you so much again for watching. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.